10 years ago, my mom married a sidekick. He has a lot of answers, and I have a lot of questions. Here's what we talk about. I like to see happy family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, ready when you guys are. It's recording.
Oh, it's recording? Oh my god, Riz is not gonna edit that out. Oh my god. You have to.
Now, I was going to edit out, and now that you said I'm not.
No, you literally have to.
You know me.
You literally have to.
Can't do it.
It's my YouTube channel, I'll delete it. Shoot.
I'll psychic the password.
No way. It's my email. I have a dreadlock in my hair.
Good. Let's get going. I'm going to do the same thing.
It's an accident for me.
All right.
Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alex.
I'm the psychic stepdad.
Finally, he introduces himself. Okay. So, on this episode of my psychic stepdad, I want to talk about...
Drum roll.
I need my ringing bowl.
Yeah, where'd it go?
It's over there.
You want to get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the stick? Dang.
I don't know. Things disappear in this house.
Use the bowl.
When things...
That's crazy. She said that's
She thinks
crazy.
it's crazy too.
She said that's crazy.
All right, here.
Okay.
Okay, what's
She
the
runs
question?
like a little horse.
What's today's topic?
Okay, let's talk about soulmates and twin flames.
We're going to have to... All right, we'll talk about it. First, let's talk about soulmates.
Yes.
So many people feel they've met their soulmate. Some people question whether they are with their soulmate, and some people are trying to find their soulmate. It's the same thing with twin flames. What is this word twin flames? We're starting to see this word a lot more.
In mainstream.
In the mainstream. In my little spiritual community, which isn't so little for, 20 years. It's a very common word. Twin flames is different than soulmates. You only have one twin flame.
But you can have multiple soulmates.
You can have multiple soulmates.
Multiple.
Soulmates means that this person is a person who has traveled with you in many lifetimes and is deeply connected with your spiritual path, which is your existence, which is your life. The whole thing is a spiritual path. So basically, they are there to help activate you to be on your path more properly, more focused, more deeply, powerfully. Now, does that mean that the soulmate is there just to love you and to be in a relationship with you? No. They could be a friend. They could be a sibling. They can be a boss. They could...
Because a lot of people think that soulmate, they use the word like, oh, I'm looking for my soulmate.
Just
like they're
love.
looking for their partner,
their
wife,
life
husband,
partner.
life partner, whatever.
It's not the case. Soulmates
That's not the case. You're wrong.
are there for the evolution of your soul, but they do know you in a personal way. It's not like your neighbor who you barely know is your soulmate by this definition. So a soulmate is a person who's there to interact with you in a powerful way. So that isn't always pleasant. So I know that's not what you want to hear, but it's a better definition because you have more freedom to talk about so what is a twin flame?
Yeah. And it's not only, you don't have to worry that you're only going to have one soulmate, and then if they're gone, then that's it.
Let's be honest. If you've been with several people in your life, you might have had a very strong soul connection with several of them, maybe all of them. But a soulmate connection is difficult to get over when you break up, obviously, because you feel like there could have been something more. And the reason why you feel there could have been something more is because there is going to be more. Maybe the cat is agreeing with everything we say. I wonder if the microphone picked that up. Okay, so there is going to be something more, but maybe not in this life.
Dang, that's sad.
Right?
That's
so
sad.
you feel you're
guys.
not aware of it so much.
Hate to bring it to you, but
Next lifetime, or maybe many lifetimes from now.
Dang. Hey, but what is time? Time is relative, so
Ooh.
put on your travel caps because it's gonna be a long time.
It's gonna be a long time. Sometimes.
Dang, that's crazy.
So twin flame.
Like you feel that it's not over yet, but like you're not gonna be able to go back and revisit it to like more lifetimes.
Now, sometimes people say to me, who've done a little bit of spiritual growth and read some books, and they'll say to me, well, how come I want to meet my twin flame? I'm done with soulmates. I go, you sure you want to meet your twin flame? Because if I tell you what I think a twin flame is, there's going to be some stuff you're not going to like. A twin flame is someone who in so many ways is just like you, but they show it in different ways. They also, this is how you can tell the twin flame, it is not just a romantic connection. There's a feeling that has nothing to do even with romance. It has to do with like they are a second part of you. Now someone may say, well, I feel that way with my soulmate. I feel that, definitely. All I can tell you is it's not. It just takes time to grow into it, to know the difference. And a twin flame challenges you really on every level of your existence. They love you like nobody else. They feel absolutely one with you. And again, I still have to stress this. They don't feel one with you the way soulmates feel one with you.
I guess we'll never know unless...
There are people out there who are getting what I'm talking about, either because they know what twin flames are or they're just discovering it through what we're saying. So a twin flame, there's only one.
Okay, I have a little bit of a discrepancy with twin flames.
All right.
Okay? And being in a household of twin flames, I personally have a hard time wrapping my head around it, because if you go off the ideology that we're all from one source and everything is from one, we're basically, how can I say this? Every single person on this planet is from one, and therefore we are one, right? It's just split off into different people and whatever, okay? If that is true, how can you have just one person that matches you when we're all one? How can there just be a match for one person?
Because what we're talking about is, look, there's cats, there's dogs, there's dolphins, there's eagles. Are they all part of one creational force that, like in Star Wars, we say the Force?
Yeah.
I like to say the source, but if we want to say the Force, is everything part of the Force? Of course it is. But it's also its own individual, unique being. Right. So within that, there's elements of a painting. It's one painting, but there's elements to the painting. There's the background, there's the foreground, there's a vase with flowers on it, there's a glass, there's a cup, there's a candle, there's a cat, there's a dog. So everything is part of that painting. But the elements of that painting are very different, and some of those will match, and some of them will contrast. So that's a really deep philosophical observation, Alex.
I've been feeling that.
It doesn't help us.
I know, but like, there's gonna be people that watch this that are gonna be like,
that's extra.
I don't believe in that.
Okay, so look.
And I had to be honest. I had to be.
A twin flame relationship is one of the toughest relationships you can ever have, and also
Bruce always says just settle for your soulmate because it's a lot easier.
Sometimes I'll tell people, "You sure you just don't want a nice soulmate? You can have a great time with them.
I'm cool with the soulmate.
They do like all the things you like, and you just hang out, and you do your whole life with your soulmate. The twin flame, that is for people who are not coming back, in a sense, to this planet. They are here to finish all of their evolution as a human being, and the twin flame is the one that's going to bring it out in you. So,
like, tie up all the loose ends.
It is a masterclass. It's a PhD level. Okay, you know what? I think it's like this. Soulmates are like you got your master's in it, but twin flame is like you got your PhD. You did a lot of research. You went out in the field. You had to ask yourself questions. You had to be questioned by other people. It's major. You got to know how to be an expert navigator to do a twin flame relationship. And there are people watching who are nodding their heads going, I'm in one, and I know that I could, you can leave. A lot of twin flames actually know they can leave one another. Because some people say,
some people think if you're with your twin flame, you have to stay with them.
Right, so it's interesting because some people will say, well, I know I'm with my twin flame because I have such a hard time pulling away from them. Then I go, no, you're with a soulmate.
Really?
Yeah, because twin flames, there's a certain level of hardcore, I call it hardcore sophistication that's going on inside their soul. And what do you mean? Does that mean they're all fancy and sophisticated? No, what I mean by that is they're in life to kind of get it all done this lifetime. And they're like not playing around in the sense of needing someone who is, I don't know how to say it. I've met twin flame couples where the love was so deep between them, but they were like, I could walk away and make a different choice.
So, okay.
And they could. And they're like, I could do that life over there.
Interesting.
Isn't that it's kind of strange.
And then soulmates are the ones that are harder to meet.
Yeah, soulmates are like, I can't leave this person.
Ah, how annoying.
Yeah, twin flames don't work that way.
Dang.
Some people are shocked when I say that because they're so sure that they're in a twin flame relationship.
Okay, but even if they were, they're under this notion that they have to stay in it. It's like that's their person to be with.
Yes.
Then you don't have to.
No, you don't. Twin flames already know this. They're like, I'm making a conscious choice to be with this person because I know that the best of me comes out this way, and that I need somebody to kind of complement or ground me or contrast me in this way. So it's going to be something that's going to be studied for decades to come.
What are just a few things that you would know you're with your twin flame? Like
Number
some of the biggest
some of the biggest things.
Flags.
Well, you can, if you really, first of all, you have to be able to observe yourself really well to implement what I'm talking about. One is, do they kind of look like you? You can be different ethnicities and still look like each other. You can be different heights and still look like each other. There's just something about the face that you like, they kind of look the same, twins. Now, this will be hard to, again, anytime we talk about twin flames, you got to get so serious and very quiet in your brain to understand this, because this is like brain surgery right now. This isn't like putting a Band-Aid on a cut. We got to be really careful when we talk about twin flames. It's a big topic. So, when I say they look alike, it doesn't mean they look like twins who are kids growing up.
Right.
There's just something that is similar,
like
a look in the eye. There's something behind the face that you're like, oh man, it's like they're so similar in what I'm looking at. In essence, that's number one. Number two is that you don't usually feel that very kind of sweet, lovey-dovey kind of thing all the time. There's just a connection. There's a oneness. Twin flames can argue, can scream at each other. You think the house is going to fall down. And then an hour later, they're like going out to eat and having a good time.
Right.
Soulmates are like one end of the house to the other end of the house. It takes days to get over it. Twin flames are so on the same page that they understand those things don't frighten them. And when other people are around them, they start to get used to it. Because people who aren't used to that will think, oh my God, this is a bad relationship. It's not a bad relationship. They are just working out all their stuff in this lifetime because they're here to ascend. They're not coming back to Earth next time.
Intense.
When they're together. See, I got to stop us there. Because do twin flames show up in each other's lives in past lives? They do, but they aren't really in that lifetime. They know they're coming back. So they're not really in a strong relationship.
Oh, you mean like if they show up, if you guys are together in a lifetime, you won't necessarily be in a relationship, you're saying?
Right. But when twin flames are in a relationship, now are there twin flames that you kind of sense they are your twin flame, but you're just never going to be with them? There's not a lot of good news in this, is there?
There was more good news in our video about
in our
possession.
Demonic possession.
There was more good news in that.
What are the similarities between demonic possession and twin flame relationships? Nothing. But come on, you really want to know about this.
Well, I think
twin flame is the most rewarding relationship as far as I'm concerned, but that's
boring?
A personal rewarding. Not boring at all. There's nothing boring about a twin flame relationship.
Right. But there's nothing wrong with just being with your soulmate.
They call it twin flame because it's like one flame that suddenly becomes two.
But there's nothing wrong with just being with your soulmate.
You
don't need to be on like an endless search
for your twin flame. Not at all.
I think people...
You can't search for your twin flame. That's the other thing. I feel like you can search for a soulmate. Because there's qualities. Yes. There's qualities.
How do you search?
You want to know what I find about twin flames? Also, another quality or a characteristic of when you know the twin flame. Mm-hmm. They usually show up when you're done dating. Like you're done.
Like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, you have to be done. Another thing is that they're not what you pictured. They're so not what you pictured. Soulmate? Oh, that's what I pictured. Close to it.
See, that's why I'm like, why don't you just be
not twin flames.
So twin flames are not what you pictured.
They're not what you pictured all the time. You're talking really quiet.
Am I?
Yeah, you're like...
No, I'm not.
You were.
Erica?
See that? That's really quiet.
Well, I was talking to her behind the scenes really quick.
Because it's all right. Subject.
I thought you were talking
technical
loud.
Notes in the middle of things.
Usually it's like I talk too loud and you guys are always telling me to be quiet and I was too quiet.
Find the middle ground now. Okay. So, what are the great things about twin flame relationships? A million great things. Because twin flames do not have trust issues between them. I'll say a big, bold statement. Twin flames don't trust each other because they don't need trust.
Okay.
Trust is like
trust is for broken. Squares. Trust is for soulmates.
Did you say squares?
Yes.
That's like so retro.
I'm
didn't
retro.
even say square when I was a kid.
I'm retro.
All right.
Retro Freddy.
All right, you got your Freddy shirt.
This is my spirit guide Freddy.
So the twin flames, trust doesn't even come up because it's just there. It's just kind of like that would be illogical.
Right.
We're just one being.
Interesting.
Fascinating. So.
I mean, interesting. Speak up a little bit.
Yes. That's what twin flames are. There's more to it, but it's really worth reading, researching online. A lot of people have different things to say, but they're very similar to kind of the gist of what we're talking about today.
Twin flame.
Yeah. You can call in. What does it mean to call in your twin flame? Meditation. Don't beg. I didn't say beg. I said meditation. So a great way to start to call something in. Say, I would like to experience my twin flame partnership. You say this at night in your meditation. I'd like to experience my twin flame partnership. I call out to my twin flame if it is for the highest good of all involved. May we meet. If it is for the highest good of all involved, may we meet.
But I thought that it comes when you're not searching.
Well, that's not a searching. That is you surrendering. That is you saying, I accept that I'm part of the flow of the universe. I accept that if I set an intention, that it's without chaos or desperation or clinginess, that I put this out into the world, that I'm open and I accept in whatever way it shows up.
I'm ready.
That's the most important thing, is that you have to say
okay, what happens
you're
if
aware.
This really suck if like your twin flame showed up and it's really not what you thought and you were just not into them at all?
That doesn't exist. You're going to immediately be drawn to them. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can't like not be into
you
your
will
twin flame.
Immediately be drawn to them. She's like, what if I don't like my twin flame?
I'm like, what if I'm just like, no.
What if he plays football instead of basketball?
Riz, don't throw me out there like that. Oh my god, tragic.
Mm-hmm. So that's it.
Anyway.
Any questions, please write to us.
Yeah, write to us.
Leave a comment, and we'll be happy to answer it in the next video.
Maybe you'll meet your twin flame in the comments. Mm-hmm. You'll never know unless you comment.
Mm-hmm. Reply to somebody who you feel a connection with in the comments.
You never know. They could be scrolling along, and they're like, oh, who is that? Mm-hmm. Click, whatever. So, comment.
Okay.
All right, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Okay, bye.